Hi guys, it's me, Divine Muse, here with a reading for the new year. And so I wanted to go ahead and I pulled some cards from my What You Need Answers from my Abundance deck by Dorian Virtue. And I'm using my Psychic Tarot of the Heart cards. And we're just going to go ahead and do a reading. I hope that you guys had a really good holiday. I hope that you guys have completed a lot of things that you guys needed to complete. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Okay, excuse me. Ooh. Yeah, so what I was saying is I hope that you guys have enjoyed your holiday season and that you have prepared yourself for this new year. Um, Alright, so if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you like what you hear, go ahead and click like. And don't forget the subscribe button. This will help me get more videos out to you in your recommendations, and also fish for other people who may enjoy my work as well. If you are my original OGs, welcome back, babies. Hope that you had a wonderful, blessed holiday, and that you have great things in store planned for the new year. And no matter when this gets to you, just know that it's the right time for you to hear this, and may you be blessed by it. Okay? So I have shuffled the heck out of these cards. And I do want to let you know that these cards were pre-picked from a shuffle that I did, and I felt as though this should be the basis of the reading for 2020. So right here we see here the first card that popped out when I was shuffling was employment change. Second card that popped out with it was do the work. And then the third card was attracting, not chasing. So I said, okay, well, Spirit has a message. Let me put it into a recording. And so I'm gonna go ahead and do this reading. So keep in mind when I'm recording, this is the 31st of December. So if you do hear firecrackers or anything like that, that is what you're hearing. All right. Holy Spirit, I ask that you use me as vessel to create and be an atmosphere to give whomever hears this the message. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for everything you've done. Let that message be clear and may it reach the people that it needs to reach. Thank you. All right. And so overall, again, we are in a season of creating, okay? Creating what we want. Now, what we can see here is that a lot of this creation that has been initiated has been within a job change. So, a lot of you will be doing something fresh, something new. I heard entrepreneur. So, a lot of you guys are starting some new things, and it has to do with your employment. So, I'm not saying quit your job, I'm just saying maybe you may need to take a look at something else. Something that is within you that you've always wanted to do. And I kid you not, I went through a job change as well. And before I went through my job training, my job change, because they were going out of business, I had a dream about horses. And here you can see that this person is blindfolded and there's the horse. You also see multiples of planets. You see shooting stars. So pay attention to your dreams. Right now, I'm seeing there that everything is aligned for you to make a change in your life that's going to give you a great stepping stone. You're strengthened right now to be able to do so. I know a lot of us do not like change, especially when it comes to, us having to provide for our families and things like that. But the universe is saying trust. Everything has been aligned for you already. And one thing that I have been learning since this job change is that my trust is definitely if you can't change something, if you didn't like quit your job or you didn't do something to get fired or anything like that, and the circumstances happened, then I can tell you that you are in grace, okay? So the universe is going to work in your favor to make sure you get to the next step that you're supposed to. And it just asks that you have faith. When we start fretting, when we start fearing, then we slow down the process and we take ourselves out of what would be in alignment, and we put ourselves in disalignment, which would be frustration, and you would feel all the feelings that someone who does not believe that the universe has their back, it will put them in that energy, and you will get more things added onto you that you do not want. So what I do find is that when the universe is working on changing your past, realigning and shifting everything to make sure that you are prepared and you get on that next plane that you're supposed to be. See here that shooting star is taking you to another place, but in the meantime, all of these planets are aligning so that you can be able to step into position. Okay? So try as much as possible, if you can think about any time that you have been in a place like this and God has worked everything out for you. One of the things that I like to share with people is that before you were who you are today. You were a baby, and when you were a baby, you didn't worry about, oh my God, is somebody going to feed me? Oh my goodness, is somebody going to change me? Oh my goodness, are we going to have a house for me to grow up in? You didn't worry about any of those things because it was just a given that somebody was going to take care of you. So if someone took care of you to get you to where you are, I think that the world makes us feel as though that our heavenly mother and father will not take care of us if we, once we get a certain age. But you're the child of the Most High no matter where you are in life. And so if we can just believe that God has our back in tumultuous times as well as in the good times. And I've been, you know, I've done this where when it's good times, I don't reach out. I don't talk to God on a regular basis. I used to be that person who only talked to God when things are going wrong. And then things always went wrong because God wants to have a relationship with you. You need to be able to celebrate God when you're going through these great changes because God is the one that helps you to get to these levels in your life. However, if you only talk to God when you need God for something, then how would you feel if somebody did that to you? So don't feel as though whatever has happened to have you go through an employment change, don't think that you're in it by yourself. God is going through the same thing, knows your feelings even before it happened. And for some of you, this job change needed to happen a long time ago, but God didn't want you to feel a certain type of way or be, um, but it comes to a point where it needs to happen. And if it happened where, like the business, it went out of business or something happened that is out of your control, that you could not control, and you lost your job or your job is now you have to find another job, just know that that is a God thing. And whenever God is doing a God thing, you have nothing to do but be obedient to what is being told to you to do. Okay? So that's where building a relationship with God is definitely important because it will help you when you need it the most. Okay? Now, God is not saying to go ahead and sit around and do nothing, but you will have to do the work. So let's go ahead and read what it says here on this card before we jump to the next. It says your career path is leading you to a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priority, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. Okay? So you are being supported. Now it says do the work. Now, the work may be, first of all, now you are being moved. You have been moved. You are in transition. So therefore, you have to get a little bit light, okay? So a little bit light meaning you need to drop some of the baggage of the things that may happen. Keep in mind, if you have lost your job and it was not something that you had power over, first thing you have to do is you have to let that go. You can't carry that I'm mad because I put in all these years and they didn't do this and blah 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 blah. You have to see things from a higher standpoint. So if that's your you know example that you lost your job after you put in so many years and you're very frustrated that you lost your job or you don't have anything really to show for it, know that this is a God thing, and you can't carry negative baggage to a higher place. What it's going to do is pull you down, just like if you're trying to get up to the top of the water to get a breath of air and you're holding on to some luggage or baggage that's pulling you down. It's going to take a little bit longer for you to go. So that's just like a rocket. When you're going up into a different level, you have to drop the things that no longer serve you so that you can get to this new level. So doing the work may be something spiritually that you have to do, as well as physically going out there, doing the work on your resume, doing things like that. But it looks like She is doing the work as far as finding out what makes her heart sing, what makes her spirit, her soul come alive. And that's something that you need to sit down and talk to God and, ask God, I've been doing this for so long. I don't know what's my purpose anymore. And God will definitely, in your quiet time, in your meditations, God will definitely reach out to you and share with you those things that you may have forgotten that you absolutely loved, that when you did it, it brought you joy, unspeakable joy. You had a pep in your step. You just absolutely was a different person. But this thing may not have given you the money that you wanted, but you absolutely benefited from doing something from the heart. And so this is telling you you have to do the work. Go deep. Remember the things that may allow you to, and you do it effortlessly. It's not like you're doing it and it's strenuous and you have to figure out. It's something that you do effortlessly, and while you're doing it, you're blessing others as well as your soul. So God said in one of the Bible verses that prosperity and abundance that God gives will be, what is the saying? That God wants us to prosper as our soul prospers. So in this alignment that we're getting to, God wants us to be able to do something that not only allows us to prosper financially, but also prosper spiritually and soulfully as well. So you have to do the work. Go in and find out what it is that you enjoy doing, and then bring it to God, and then meditate on it and ask God for the next step. Okay? So it says here, it's not enough to dream or pray. You've also got to take positive action steps that you are being divinely guided to take. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. And the crazy thing about it is that when you do something that is from the soul, of the soul, it takes off faster than you ever would have doing something that you didn't really need to do. So, say for example, you have something that's been on your heart to do and you've just been ignoring it because it's not bringing in any money, but you'll be so, and I'm speaking to myself right now, you'll be so surprised that if you continue just to complete a step, how easy it manifests, how easy it is that it actually goes through the phases of completion, and then you have a success right there that can earn you multi-millions of dollars in a quicker amount of time. Yes, it may not give you the money right away, but when you finish it, it might give you money far past what you would have ever made working that dead-end job. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So the next thing that universe gave is attracting, not chasing. A lot of us, I'm telling you, they put us on a rat wheel and they put this cheese in front of our face telling us that we can have it all, but you got to start running. You got to work, keep work until you run out of steam, and before you know it, you're 60 years old. You're not set up properly because you've been chasing something that was not meant for you to chase. You were not a chaser. You were not supposed to chase after money. Money is a byfactor of you doing things that you love. I came so that you may have abundance and prosperity as your soul prospers. So as your soul is magnifying the Lord and lighting the path, so is your pockets. Okay? So the whole point is to attract the things that you want. What is this life that you want? Oh, you want to be an author? Oh, you want to be a doctor? Oh, whenever you sing, everyone lights up. You want to imagine and attract those things by seeing yourself doing it. doing it and doing it well. Okay? And then you will attract everything that you've ever wanted, because now you'll be able to not only up your vibration, which is a byfactor of you getting everything you want, because as you lift your vibration, everything comes to you effortlessly. Okay? All right, so what I'm going to do is pick 3 cards. So pick 3, and then 3 from here. All right. This is going good. Okay, so right here under this stack here, we have isolation and sadness. So a lot of you may be feeling this way right now because you thought that God has turned his back on you. You lost your employment. You were a great employee and you got the short end of the stick. What God wants you to do is get yourself out of that dark space and realize that God will never leave you nor forsake you, and that you are the head and never the tail. And if anything had to end, it ended because it no longer benefits you. Let me tell you what God can do. God is a God that if there is something that you need, God will make sure that it's taken care of. And God will move a company, God will move anything out of your way or in your way if it's going to be purposeful for you. So that would be the last question that you would ever have to ask if you have a relationship with God, whether or not you're going to be okay. If God did it, it might be hard. I'm not going to say that it's going to be easy, but you will always be okay, okay? So knowing that, that alone should, look how much of the light. You might go through a short period of sadness and isolation and feeling sad for yourself in the party that you're throwing right here, but eventually you're going to have to get up and go into the light. And I like how it's showing this alignment right here within her, and it's showing the alignment there as well. So get out of that sadness and isolation that you may be feeling, you guys. And then here we have master. Remember the desires of your heart. Become the master creator of the things that you want. You're here as a partnership with God to create, co-create the life that you want. You have the opportunity and ability to bring into life what your heart desires, okay? So don't guard your heart. Let your heart loose to feel what it feels, but know that God will not give you more than you can handle, okay? All right, so we have here death, okay? So you're losing your job, and this does not have to be just employment. This can be anything. It could be a partner, it can be a business, it could be anything that you have lost that you deem important that you've been working on. So you've come out of a barren place, and now God is giving you hope for a future. And you see this woman and she looks very sad, but she also is releasing it all to God. She left a barren place and she's releasing everything that she may have put into it or he have put into it to God. So you know the desires of your heart. Release them over to God, okay? And then we have open up. Okay? So once you release, it gives you more room for you to accept and see the blessings that God has for you. Okay? That you are protected, that you are loved. That you are not alone. So be open for the messages that God has for you. Yes, one door has closed, but God's promise is that another window, another door will be open to his child, his and her child. Okay? We have feeling alone. So this energy is going to probably be something that you battle. But as long as you keep hope, as long as you keep hope, you have the ability, with this card right here being the end, you have the ability to change the trajectory of your life if you don't hold on to the negative, but you see it for a positive. You might have to go alone on this trip or this new journey, but God will never leave you nor forsake you. And this will definitely be a liberating moment. As you leave 2019, you will be set free to shine from your soul, doing your soul's mission in 2020. Okay? I hope that this registered with you guys. If you guys are interested in doing any personal readings, I could definitely help you with that. Go ahead and leave me a message below. If there's any other messages that you guys would like to hear more about, go ahead and leave some suggestions in the bottom as well. And if you like this, go ahead and click the like. And again, I'd love for you to join my soul tribe. And until the next time, stay divine.